A very good evening, dear friends. Today I'll analyze the poem Say Not the Struggle, Not Availeth by Arthur Hook Law. This poem is full of hope, positivity, and optimism. In the first paragraph, the poet says, Say not the struggle, not availeth, the labor and the wounds are vain. The enemy faints not nor faileth, and as things have been, they remain. The poet intends to suggest that whenever we are striving hard with our earnest and sincere efforts to achieve success in our life, we may fail there at the very first go. That doesn't mean that we have to stop and cry. That doesn't mean that we have to feel negative and pessimistic. We really have to continue with our hard, continuous efforts. Only then, on one coveted day, we will achieve success. But for that, we have to be composed and persistent with our efforts. As it is said that fortune favors the brave heart should always work hard with a pumped up spirit to achieve success. And for that, you should never feel negative. Enemy, problem, and the difficult times may overpower you there at a given situation, but you should never lose heart. Because, as it is said, that if winter comes, can spring be far behind? The good times are always there in everybody's life, and so it stands for you also. That is the intention of the poet there for his readers who are reading it. That is, always be hopeful even in the trying times. In the second paragraph, the poet says, if hopes were dupes, fears may be liars. If maybe yon smoke concealed, your comrades chasten now the flyers. And but for you possess the field. That means he expresses that if hopes have betrayed you, and the fears may appear to be falsified in their outlook also. That means that you should never be standing there with the struggler's persona if the hopes are not working on your way. And you should never be squeezed with the effect of fears. Because after your hopes fail and after your fears overpower you, you may appear to be quite negative, but you have to come out of that negativity. He takes an example of the battlefield where the smoke may conceal the very vision, and it may appear that beyond the smoke the enemy might have won the battle or may have left the battlefield with a surrendered outlook. The perceptions are two, but the person is one. So you have to choose which perception is clear enough and positive. The positive perception says that your comrades, your fellow men who were fighting along with you, might have overpowered the enemy and they have succeeded. So never fear. And the other thought, which is negative, may try to pinch you and say that yes, enemy might have killed your comrades. But you must be positive and hopeful. Only then the things will turn on your way. Otherwise, struggles are many, but ends are less. But you have to make all your struggles end with a positive note, end on a positive note, because only then you will succeed in your life. Then the next slide says, for while the tired waves vainly breaking seem here no painful inch to gain, far back through creeks and inlets making, come silent, flooding in the main. This example basically refers to the waves of the sea banging upon the shore, and they are doing this endlessly, consistently, and persistently. And at the very first appearance, it may appear that it is a worthless and a vain effort. But it never goes in vain. On one coveted day, with the consistent effort, those waves which are striking the shore are able to make cracks there on the rocks, are able to make small narrow passages which later on get broadened up, and the whole flood of the water just rushes past those very cracks, and the effort gets a mammoth result. Similar is the effect there with all human beings also, that you should never feel that your single effort is small or of a miniature level. It may result into huge results, it may ever result into huge gains. For that you have to strive high, you have to make a lot of effort, only then you will succeed. And that is the single aim one should always have in his or her life, that you have to work hard, and the effort will definitely result into something very, very big. Then the next slide says, and not by the eastern windows only, when daylight comes in the light. In front the sun climbs slow, how slowly, but westward, look, the land is bright. That means that at the very first go, the sun may appear to be rising very slowly. But as it takes up its course, the sunlight spreads its effect all over, and everything is engulfed under the sunlight. That means your efforts are little, but your gains are lot. It may appear in the beginning that your effort is very small and slow in the very pace, but slowly and slowly you may gain momentum and pace, and you may succeed in your life as the sun grows high up in the sky, spreading its sunlight all over. So that is the general count of the poet and my critical appraisal to it. So in case you have got any more comment or any more suggestion to make, you can always add on there in the comment section. I'll appreciate your suggestions. All the best from my side. Thank you very much.